Hey guys, it's Jordan. I'm back again, and once again, after scouring the deep reaches of the internet, I found some of the best upcoming games for you guys to feast your eyes on. Welcome to the channel. If you like real-time strategy, 4X, city builders, or turn-based tactics games, then you're in the right place. Because today we're going to take a look at 7 of the best upcoming strategy games for 2021. Also stick around till the end of the video for a few peeks at some more bonus games, because I'm just so good to you all. If you do like the look of any of these games today, then they'll all be linked in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that I can keep bringing more of these types of videos your way. Right, as usual, get those pre-orders and Steam wishlists ready, because here we go! Let's start with the most obvious game first. Way back in the ancient times of 2005, a time when MySpace was in full flight and you were listening to your Crazy Frog ringtone on your Sony Ericsson, Age of Empires 3 had just been released, and finally, 16 years later, we're going to get a sequel. There's been DLC and remasters along the way, but an actual bona fide new game? This has to be the most anticipated title for strategy game fans in a long while. At this point, Age of Empires might qualify as the granddaddy of real-time strategy games. It certainly has to be one of the most influential series in not only the strategy genre, but gaming as a whole. And this time out, Relic Entertainment have been tasked by Microsoft with bringing the latest installment to our screens. Relic Entertainment have some incredible pedigree behind them, being responsible for the Homeworld, Warhammer 40k Dawn of War, and Company of Heroes series, basically making them real-time strategy royalty at this point. So it can be said with confidence that Age of Empires 4 should be in good hands. So what can we expect from this latest title? Well, very little has been revealed so far, but what we do know is that it includes a medieval setting, the English and the Mongols are 2 of the factions confirmed, and, well, that's kind of it, to be honest. There are a few things that can be seen on the trailer that look new, like units patrolling on top of walls, but really not much was given away by this trailer from last year. It still doesn't have an actual release date as of yet, but it has been long rumoured to be coming out in 2021. And with the releases of the definitive editions of Age of Empires 2 and 3 these past few years, and DLC for the latter coming out in January 2021, drumming up interest in this series once again, a 2021 release date is looking increasingly likely. I for one am extremely excited for this latest release in the series, so stay tuned to this channel for more information on Age of Empires as it gets announced. Now from one set of fans waiting 16 years for a sequel, we go to another who've been waiting even longer. 17 years in fact. The first Evil Genius game was released back in 2004. Wow, the early 2000s really were an amazing time to be a strategy gaming fan. This cult classic has you role-playing as your very own evil supervillain. Brought to us by Rebellion, creators of the popular Sniper Elite series, they've been toiling away in their underground bunkers and evil lairs to bring us Evil Genius 2, World Domination. A satirical spy-fi lair builder where you get to take control of an evil genius and set your plans for world domination in motion. Complete with designing and building your evil lair, and training and managing your minions and henchmen, this game will have everything an aspiring evil villain could possibly need. Evil Genius 2 will also contain 4 campaigns where you get to play as a different villain. Choose from the hands-on Red Ivan, voiced by Brian Blessed, all-rounder Maximilian, science-focused Zalika, or deceptive spy master Emma. All 4 evil geniuses differ in their goals for world domination, and therefore will suit different playstyles. You even get to build your own evil lair. Fancy a base inside a volcano? Can do. Want a sneaky casino to be the front for your dastardly operations? Not a problem. Want shark-infested waters surrounding your island fortress? Easy. No word on whether the sharks can have frickin' laser beams attached to their heads yet though. You won't have everything your own way though, as those pesky forces of justice will be constantly trying to infiltrate your bases and ruin your plans. Goddamn do-gooders, why can't they just let us evil geniuses be? Well, we'll have to teach them a lesson. Use your henchmen and construct traps to banish those intruders once and for all. Evil Genius 2 was originally slated for a 2020 release date. However, as with a lot of games in 2020 due to the obvious global issues, it was pushed back to the first half of 2021. So get practicing those evil laughs, dust off that spinning office chair, and get twirling that mustache, because it's almost time for you to release your inner Gru. From French developers Amplitude Studios, previously responsible for the popular 4X strategy Endless titles, comes what some have deemed to be a possible Civilization 6 killer: humankind. Start off as a nomadic tribe in the Neolithic period with clubs and spears hunting wildlife, all the while scouting out the terrain for the perfect location to put your roots down and settle your first permanent dwelling. From humble beginnings, your outpost could flourish into a civilization-controlling metropolis. There will be many bumps along the road, but do you think you'll be able to guide your culture to become the dominant one over the region? Yes, this is a 4X title based around settling and controlling your very own civilization, from the most basic of routes all the way to futuristic tech. And yes, the comparisons between this and Civ 6 are unavoidable, but any new entrant into the historical 4X strategy genre is going to be compared to the industry leader. It's inevitable. However, this doesn't mean that Humankind is a Civ clone. It does have its own ideas. With a much bigger focus being put on the battling mechanics, cover and terrain will seemingly play a bigger role in skirmishes in Humankind than they do in Civ 6. But also, the most prominent difference between the two is that whilst Humankind does contain historical civilizations, like the Babylonians, Egyptians and Carthaginians, just to name a few, the way these civilizations work is very different. So in Civ 6 you pick your civilization you want to play as and away you go. But in Humankind, at the beginning of each of the 6 eras, you get to pick a civilization you wish to emulate, and by doing so, you get their traits and bonuses. You repeat this process as you progress through the game, combining up to 60 different cultures. So by the last era, you may have your very own civilization that has the money obsession of the Nubians, the research and culture of the Greeks, the Byzantines' Varangian guards, the Venetians' penchant for trade, and the militaristic bonuses of the Zulu. Which means that this way you are able to tailor your playthrough to your preferred playstyle and take your money-obsessed merchant warriors to world domination. This is one of the main reasons I am very excited for this game to be released, as the replayability could potentially be almost second to none. If you're as excited as I am for Humankind and can't wait to find out if it's a Civ clone or a Civ killer, then it is scheduled for release on April 21st, 2021. Surviving the Aftermath is a city builder sim brought to us by Finnish developers Iceflake Studios and published by strategy genre behemoths Paradox Interactive. Your aim is to survive and thrive in the post-apocalyptic future. It's going to be your job to build the ultimate disaster-proof colony, protect your colonists, explore the wastelands and rebuild civilization. It won't be easy though. Resources are scarce, natural disasters can be fierce, and you won't be alone out there in the world. Dangerous animals, bandits and even rival colonies will want what you have. They will attack your colonists and try to raid your base, so you'll have to be able to fight them off as well, whilst perhaps doing a little raiding of your own. You'll be able to recruit specialists, each with their own skills and motivations. It will be their job to manage the colony's resources and production. They'll be able to be sent on missions beyond the gate into the overworld, which can range from fact-finding scientific missions to scavenger hunts and even fight off bandits. Currently in early access, the developers have stated that it is their aim to bring the game to full release sometime in 2021. In 2021, a group of terrorists blew up nuclear power plants around the world and plunged it into chaos. No, this isn't a horrifying news story from the real world. Global pandemic is one thing, but don't tick nuclear disaster off your apocalyptic bingo card just yet. If you're a fan of post-apocalyptic city builders, then you're in luck, because here's another one. Endzone: A World Apart, brought to us by German developers Gently Mad Studios. In this base-building survival sim, you take charge of some of the survivors that were able to escape into underground facilities called endzones. The game is set 150 years after the calamity, as mankind has begun to return to the surface, and it's your job to keep them alive. You'll have to combat extremely hostile environments, full of radioactivity, contaminated rain, and destructive climate change. Will you be able to prove your worth as a leader and keep your survivors alive? Endzone: A World Apart is in early access right now, and has been since April 2020. Gently Mad Studios have stated that their aim is to have a development time for this of 12 months, so hopefully a full release will come sometime in 2021. Atlas Rogues is a turn-based tactics roguelite brought to us by Gamigo. Released to early access in late 2020, in Atlas Rogues, time is ticking in Atlas City, and it's up to you to prevent the reactor from melting down. To do this, you'll need to recruit a team from a roster of colourful, exciting, hard-hitting characters to battle your way through Atlas's evil trusts. Basically, evil corporations that are out to destroy or rule the world. So you can reach the reactor, shut it down, and save the day. However, if this doesn't work out and the city goes up in smoke, then don't worry too much, as you'll get another crack at it, as Atlas is caught in a time loop. which means that your squad will be able to level up through each run until you can get your hands on a fully kitted out, beefed up squad able to take on all challengers. Okay, let's get the controversy out of the way first. Yes, this game is related to Atlas Reactor, a 2016 free-to-play turn-based tactics game, described by PC Gamer as XCOM meets Overwatch. It was certainly pushed towards the esports market, but unfortunately in between bouts of free-to-play and premium pricing, it wasn't able to attract an audience and was shut down in June 2019, due to what really appears to be mismanagement. Comparisons to XCOM are going to be unavoidable, as with any turn-based tactics game, but I would say that Atlas Rogues so far reminds me of XCOM Chimera Squad specifically. Start out by choosing your team from 10 unique and exciting characters, with more being added regularly. You've got your usual tanky heavy hitters, your sneaky sharpshooters, and of course your support characters. You'll need to make sure that you have a balanced squad to be able to fight your way through the Trust's armies and finally take on their bosses. Atlas Rogues does seem to have some potential and is definitely one to keep an eye on. It's still in early access and does appear to have some way to go yet before it's a fully fledged polished release, but if you are interested, then make sure you follow its development or even take part in its early access. The link to its Steam page is in the description below. King Arthur Knight's Tale is a dark fantasy turn-based tactics RPG retelling of Arthurian legend. In this Kickstarter-funded project by Hungarian development team Neocore Games, you play as Sir Mordred, one of King Arthur's greatest foes. However, this game differs from usual tellings of Arthurian legend in that you've actually killed King Arthur, but with his dying breath, he's managed to strike you down. You're both dead, and yet the Lady of the Lake, the ruler of the mystical island of Avalon, has brought you back. She's tasked you with a knightly quest. She wants you to finish what you've begun, kill King Arthur, or whatever he has become. The story campaign puts a huge emphasis on moral choices, which have significant consequences in a roguelite structure, adding extra tension to your tactical decisions. Choose from more than 30 heroes of 5 diverse classes to assemble a hard-hitting questing team. Combine hundreds of skills and artifacts. Make sure you scout the battlefield fully, otherwise you might fall victim to enemy traps and ambushes. One misstep, however, and your heroes could be maimed, or worse, killed permanently. King Arthur Knight's Tale is scheduled for release in Q1 of 2021 on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. Well, if you've made it this far, then you've probably enjoyed this look at some of the best upcoming strategy games in 2021. And it would be greatly appreciated if you would like, subscribe and share this video with your friends and online communities, as it really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to comment below and tell me which your favourite game from today is and why. Thanks for watching, and here are a few bonus games to keep your eye out for in the new year.
Manfred Raufer. I'm delighted we can talk again. So, how do you recall your war?
My war. Things we saw. Things we did. I'm sure I'll never have a worse nightmare in my life.
But your story is exceptional, from what you've told me before.
As I mentioned before, it's not only my story. It's about all of us.
Ah, yes. Your companions.
Yeah. What is exceptional about this story are these people and the actions we took together. From today's perspective, I see all this as deeds of madmen. You would say we put our lives at stake 100 times, but the truth is, we were all dead inside. This war took everything from these people, and from me. Even our nationalities became questionable. Whose side were we even on? I'd say on the human side. We were like a pack of mongrels in this damn war.
They killed my boss, my way up. I revenged and regained the power. Now I'm Oyabu. And I rule this empire.
You were right to fear the world. It has gone mad. The gutters brim with poets, and decency lies burning in the street. But this is not a time for heroes. Look instead to those battered souls who have known fear and failure in ample portion, but rise again to reclaim a glimmer of hope from the spreading stain of the darkest dungeon.